Law 26. Keep your hands clean is about maintaining a spotless image while deftly navigating the complex world of power and influence. This law teaches that in the pursuit of power, there will inevitably be dirty work, tasks and decisions that are unsavory or morally questionable. However, the key is to never let the dirtiness of these deeds tarnish your own reputation. You must remain above reproach, allowing others to carry out the dirty work on your behalf, so your hands remain clean in the eyes of those who matter. Keeping your hands clean is a strategy of indirect control. When you need something done that might provoke backlash or damage your reputation, the wise course of action is to find proxies or agents to do it for you. This distance not only protects your image, but also allows you to deny responsibility if things go wrong. You remain the virtuous figurehead, while those who carry out you will become the expendable tools of your influence. The essence of this law lies in creating a separation between yourself and the messiness of power. Power often involves manipulation, betrayal, and difficult decisions that can ruin reputations. By keeping your hands clean, you build an untouchable aura around yourself, making it seem as though you never involve yourself in the darker aspects of politics, business, or social interactions. Instead, you are seen as the wise and gracious leader who oversees everything with fairness and grace, while others take the blame for any necessary dirty work. One of the primary tools in maintaining clean hands is the use of scapegoats. In any power structure, there will be moments when failure, mistakes, or unpopular decisions need to be attributed to someone. The skillful player always ensures that they have someone else to take the fall. This doesn't mean being overtly treacherous or disloyal, but rather ensuring that in times of crisis, you are shielded from any negative consequences. This could mean deflecting blame onto a subordinate, an outside party, or even a previous administration. The point is that, while the storm rages, you remain untouched, your reputation intact. It is important to understand that delegating dirty work does not always involve blame or failure. Sometimes it means outsourcing difficult or unethical actions to those who are willing to do what is necessary but might be seen as dishonorable. For instance, in the world of corporate leadership, it is common for CEOs to bring in consultants or lower-ranking executives to implement layoffs, restructure departments, or execute harsh policies. The CEO appears as the compassionate leader, while the underling or third party bears the brunt of the backlash. The decision ultimately benefits the company's bottom line, but the CEO's hands remain clean, having avoided the appearance of cruelty. Maintaining an image of innocence and virtue requires more than just finding scapegoats. It also involves managing how you are perceived by others. You must always cultivate an image of morality, fairness, and good intentions. Even if you are pulling strings behind the scenes, your outward persona should never reflect the dirtiness of your maneuvers. This means being careful with your words, avoiding public involvement in controversies, and always projecting an air of righteousness. Another key element of keeping your hands clean is the ability to subtly manipulate others into doing your dirty work without them even realizing it. This requires finesse and a deep understanding of human nature. By planting ideas, gently nudging people in the direction you want them to go, or playing on their ambitions, you can get them to act in ways that serve your goals, all while making it seem as though it was their choice. This allows you to achieve your objectives while staying completely removed from any negative consequences. The person carrying out you may think they are acting on their own behalf, when in reality, they are just a pawn in your larger strategy. There is a fine line to walk when employing this law, as being too overtly manipulative or using too many people as scapegoats can backfire. If people start to realize that you are consistently avoiding responsibility or using others to do your dirty work, they will begin to resent you. The key is subtlety and moderation. You must always appear genuine and sincere, even as you orchestrate events from behind the scenes. When someone does take the fall for you, it should seem like an unfortunate coincidence or a natural consequence of their own actions, not something you engineered. Keeping your hands clean is also a long-term strategy for maintaining power. People are drawn to those who appear virtuous, just, and above reproach. They want to follow leaders who seem to be morally superior or who can make tough decisions without ever appearing cruel or selfish. By carefully managing your reputation and ensuring that you are always seen as the good guy, you position yourself to attract loyalty and respect, both of which are essential for maintaining influence over the long term. People will trust you more readily if they believe you have never acted out of malice or self-interest. However, keeping your hands clean is not about being passive or avoiding action altogether. You are still pulling the strings, making decisions, and guiding the direction of events, but you are doing so in a way that leaves no trace. It is about managing perception, ensuring that even as you move people like chess pieces on a board, you appear as a benevolent leader or the neutral party. One of the dangers of this law is that it can make you reliant on others for executing key moves. While this is part of the strategy, you must also be careful not to give too much power or too much information to the people who are carrying out your dirty work. If these people realize that they are being used, they may turn against you or expose your manipulations. The best way to mitigate this risk is to ensure that the people you use are either completely loyal to you or are too weak or dependent to challenge your authority. It also helps to keep them ignorant of the full scope of your plans, so they don't realize the role they are playing. In some cases, keeping your hands clean means creating distance between yourself and certain actions or individuals that might damage your reputation. For instance, you may need to cut ties with someone who has become a liability or who threatens to expose your darker deeds. The key is to do so in a way that doesn't reflect poorly on you. If necessary, you can frame the separation as a moral decision on your part, painting yourself as a victim of their poor behavior or misdeeds. Again, the goal is to maintain the appearance of virtue while subtly extricating yourself from dangerous situations. Ultimately, Law 26. Keep your hands clean is about mastering the art of influence without being directly tied to any negative actions. It is about controlling outcomes while maintaining an appearance of innocence and virtue. By using intermediaries, scapegoats, and proxies, you ensure that your reputation remains unblemished even as you navigate the murky waters of power. In the long run, this allows you to maintain influence, trust, and authority, as people will always view you as someone who is above the fray, a figure of honor and integrity.